Hey, welcome to On the Up and Up with Patrick and
Talisha.
And today's episode is all about still COVID and still chilling. But before we get to that, we got reviews because we ain't got no ratings today. So we just gonna jump into our shout outs, baby. Who you got, boo-boo?
All right, so my shout outs go to all of you who wished us a happy 18-year dating anniversary.
Oh yeah, how many likes we get on that? We got a lot. That was a lot of comments on that one.
It was yeah.
That wasn't even the married one.
Close to like 300. I don't know. Whenever I saw it last, it was like around 300.
Yeah, a lot of comments.
And a lot of comments, yes. So hopefully I've gone back and commented on all of the different sweet wishes that everyone gave us. So thank you for that. All of you who made it possible for us to hit 3,000 downloads. Thank you for making that possible.
Oh, yeah. And shout out to our new listeners in Australia. That's another continent we just hit.
Right. And then just all of the newcomers to our exclusive group, the Marriage Circle. But Patrick will go into more details on that.
Yes. So that's all you got?
That's all I got.
All right. For my shout outs, I'll just jump to the Instagram. Follow our official Instagram at Patrick and Talisha. So we have I Teach Class, Little Baby Yaga, Airy Funny Comedy, Trophy Wife 915, Creating Forevers, One Chocolate Noop for You, Fitri Amri, Ahmed OTG, Shakespeare, Chancey EST1, Whit Dion. Who else we got? Oh, The Rebel Wife, Keita Jackson 24, Manny Makes Goals, AD Deuce, The Black Walt Disney, Ashley and Ish Colors. Man, we got a lot because we posted that video of our kids. JP and Promise, Troy, Us, and Trice, the Joe Nessa podcast. Shout out to Joe Nessa. Alderman, AA, Laddie Gat, Said Talk, The Real Crusher, Farm D Battle, Mira, RX Mama. A lot of pharmacy follow us because of you.
Woo woo. Shout out to the pharmacists.
And that's all I got for Instagram. And shout out to our new recently joined members in our Marriage Circle. We got Erica, Naya, Cedric, Montessa, Brigida, Victoria, Erica, Shantae, LaShonda, Alicia, Gladys, and Shannon. And I just saw ML Lee join and Jasmine joined today. So yes.
Good
so
deal.
Shout out to our Marriage Circle. Let's see how many members we're at now. We are at 70 members on the dot. So come in there, man. Hit that Marriage Circle. Send us an invite. We will let you in there. So if you are looking for a marriage that is intimate, passionate, and fun, where you don't have to struggle and to communicate towards each other, and you want a marriage that'll happily go the distance and break generational curses and create generational wealth, come to the Marriage Circle. And don't forget to rate and review our podcast on iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating and review, and we will read your review on next week's show. And this gives you the best chance to win our prestigious Listener of the Week and get celebrated on the social media. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow me at I am Pat Rattler. Follow Talisha at
The Farm D Mommy.
And our official Instagram is at Patrick and Talisha. And like our page on Facebook, it is called Patrick and Talisha. And don't forget, you can email the podcast with any questions you have regarding marriage, life, and relationships at podcast@patrickandtalisha.com. And we didn't get any reviews this week, so we don't have any reviews to read. But go out there. Rate and review us. Give us those 5 stars so you can win that Listener of the Week. So we don't have a Listener of the Week this week. We're not going back in the archives. We're moving forward. We want the new reviews.
We will go back.
We might go back. We ain't going back today. We ain't doing it this week.
But we will.
Yeah.
Your review will not be lost.
Yeah, your review will not be lost. We'll go back in the archives, but we ain't doing that. We want some freshness. We want some newness. Because we need that feedback. And we need to get up on these iTunes podcast charts, baby. So we just go into the Bible review right now. So I am on day 118 of reading my Bible in chronological order. I got done with 1 Samuel. So David got away from Saul and Saul killed himself. Yeah, he killed himself. And then we jumped on. So David was the king, but he wasn't the king of the whole Israel. He was only the king of like the tribe of Judah, which is the largest part of Israel, the largest tribe of Israel. But then Saul's other son, his commanders had put one of his sons in command. So he had the rest of Israel. So this is the beginning of 2 Samuel. So now they they did this for about 5 years. Like, all right, you run that place, you run that place. But then they started beefing. The commander started beefing. David and the son of Saul didn't really even get into it like that. But it was like the other commanders and the people who were like second in command, because they want to know if we eventually got to go down, like whose side we going to be on, because I don't want to lose my spot in commander. Or if they have like mergers and acquisitions, they don't want to get ran out. So they started like fighting each other. Like, the sons of David's commanders was fighting the sons of Saul. I forgot his name, but his commanders. So they was all beefing and stuff, and brothers was getting killed and people was getting killed. So basically David's side won, of course, because that's what God said was going to happen. So his side won. And so now in 2 Samuel, we're like, all right, David, you got the full throne now, and we don't know where he's about to go. So now the Bible, if you go in chronological order, while David was getting chased by Saul, and Saul was trying to kill David, he had all these Psalms. And so Psalms is a bunch of songs from David. And so you skip around and see all the Psalms David was singing and praising God while he was getting chased and had to go into exile in the wilderness, trying to escape Saul's armies from trying to kill him. So he's praying out to God. And then now we're like, and then you skip into Chronicles. So you go to First Chronicles, and that's like the genealogy from Adam all the way down to David. So the genealogy parts, they aren't interesting that much. It is just saying who the whole bloodline, and it goes down to all tribes of Israel. So that's not that exciting. And then I think we're about to pick up, and then you got like, you flip through the Psalms again, and so you still get more like wisdom from David and what just what he was thinking while Saul was like chasing him down, and like how he heavily leaned on God to get him through those situations. Because like I said, back then, man, the stakes is really high back then, and like God said you was gonna be king, but he didn't say it was gonna be easy. So, but we're going to speak on that later on in the show, because I got some stuff for you. What happened during this quarantine and some lessons learned. But yeah, day 118, keeping it consistent, keep on learning, getting through some of the harder to read parts like the genealogy reads, and they are long. So, but yeah, but that's it. We're about to get into like David going into it again and seeing how his reign is as he is king. So I'm looking forward to that, boo-boo. So now it's been 2 weeks, baby. So we got a lot to pick from. So what has been on the up and up for you these past 2 weeks?
Oh, geez, I know we do. We have a lot to pick from. So my up and up is kind of multi-layered. All right, so on November the 30th, we celebrated our 18-year dating anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
So we have been together for a long time. I put in my Facebook post, that is long enough for somebody's kid to be of legal age.
Super grown.
Like, super grown. So that's
2002, dog.
Yes, 2002. Like, I cannot believe that. So that's one of them. And then my other one is the fact that our 1-year-old can walk now.
Oh, he is walking.
Yes, so he can walk now, and I was able to be here to witness it. I wouldn't have been here if it weren't for the quarantine.
Many blessings in disguise.
Yes. So, blessing in disguise. But those are my two. And then
what was on the down and down?
The down and down. The down and down is because of quarantine. Man, I've been eating like crap. Like, I think I said this as a down and down maybe a month ago or something, and then I got back on track. I fell off hard. Like, in here making cinnamon rolls, eating.
They were delicious.
Yeah, I ate like 4 out of the 8.
You bought more drugs in the house.
I brought more drugs in the house.
I haven't touched the ice cream though.
I did. I've been buying ice cream, and when I couldn't go buy ice cream, I had my mama pick up some ice cream for me. Oh, I've been doing bad.
Turned your mom into a drug dealer.
Yep. So yeah, my eating habits have been the down and down. So now that we're officially able to go out and about and stuff, I can be back committed because I'll be back at work, and I'll be able to eat my same healthy, boring foods that I normally eat.
Yeah.
So what was on the up and up for you?
On the up and up for me, man, our marriage circle group, man. I am so proud of how we have kicked this bad boy off. I was so like nervous to start it because I'm like, man, I'm not going to know what to post. What's this group going to be about? Are people going to join when we invite them? It just had so many questions, but just going out there, depending on the faith of God, and just depending on him, it's like, hey, man, go out there, reach out to people and go invite them, man. Just go out there and just do it. And like, there's a billion Facebook groups out there. None of them are perfect, but it's just like, I got into like overthinking. Like, man, I got to bring in the right people. They got to be married. They got to be this certain type. They got to look like this. Got to look like that. Nah, bring them in, man. Because even if you aren't married or you've been divorced or something, you're going to get something out of the marriage circle. And I just posted like the intimacy challenge for this weekend, which I already tested it. So before I even throw out those intimacy challenges, I freaking do them myself, or I will go and do them, and I have to post the evidence. So the intimacy challenge for today, and this one, I might not give these out every week. Well, just the example that we did was write a sexy message on the mirror with lipstick, if you're a woman, or a guy, shoot, I don't know what you're into, or a dry erase marker. So I was like, you know what? That's pretty dope. I'm going to do that and see how it goes. And then I'm going to see if the marriage circle would like to do something with it. So I did it. I put something inspiring because Talisha, we cleaned out the garage together this week. And so we got to nothing feels better than like getting something accomplished done with your wife, man, and working as a team, and it's just so much faster, so much easier. I see all the time people feeling like they're in like one-sided marriages and they feel like they're doing all the work. But that's part of like building intimacy is like working together. So when Talisha wasn't looking, she has man, her mind wanders all over the place, man. She'll never see it coming. And so I got my dry erase marker. I went to the bathroom. I think she was showering or something, or you had the kids or something. And I went in there. I loved you taking the leadership role and making us clean out that garage. I love working as a team together. You look sexy in those workout pants. And then I dropped the marker and she went to that bathroom. She was like, oh my God, I love that message.
It was
so sweet. But yeah, that's the intimacy challenge for our marriage circle this week. And if you're in there, those are the types of things we're doing to build the intimacy in our marriage. We want stronger marriages. We want stronger bonds. You can't just sit there and expect your marriage to be strong. They don't happen by default. They happen by intention. And that's what we're trying to do and trying to like represent in our marriage circle. Like I said, you can get through the hard times because you're going to have hard times in your marriage, but it's easier to get through them when you have when you're with like other couples with like similar values and similar vision. Like quit trying to do things by yourself. We're not put on this earth to do things alone. We aren't put on this earth to be by ourselves. That's why we're all like interconnected with one another. And that's why it's important to be a part of groups like that, especially if you prioritize your marriage and you have like value in your marriage. Because when you're struggling, you reach out, hey, I'm struggling, and just being really vulnerable and to be able to receive that help. So, and we do fun things like this intimacy challenge. And you want to increase your intimacy, you take on these challenges, man. They're short, they're simple, and don't take that much work, but it'll go a long way because marriage is like the intimacy isn't built over like, 2 weeks or a week in the Bahamas. Right. It's built over those little tiny interactions, those small kind gestures over time. It's those little steps, not those big giant steps and weekend getaways. It's got to be done every single day. And that's what we try to offer. So I was really good to see that and see people typing in all in. I'm all in on my marriage because we want people all in on their marriage. So very excited about how the marriage circle is going. We got 70 members now, man. It's just growing. So I encourage y'all to come join that group, man. We welcome you all. And yeah, we want to specialize in that marriage, y'all. We want to see strong marriages out there because like we said, it takes villages to raise a child and it takes stable marriages to have a village.
Yes. Amen. I love that. Yes, that was definitely an up and up. And the garage up.
Garage is clean. You're clean. You are happy. Got to sort out those Christmas toys that you got. Because Christmas time it can get really cluttered.
It can.
And clutter creates stress.
Yes, it does.
And stress is no good for anybody.
Woo. Amen.
So
okay, that was great. That was a good up and up. What was on the down and down?
Shoot, down and down, man. COVID. I'm clear from COVID, but I haven't had any smell. My smell is still gone. Now, it's a double-edged sword. I can't smell the good stuff, but I can't smell the bad stuff either. So, Talisha, like, when our 1-year-old poops or our 3-year-old poops, she was like, you can't smell that? So, like, oh, you stink. Come smell this, Patrick. She puts his butt right up to my nose. I'm like,
Rikishi style.
I don't see nuts. Like, she puts a stank face right in my nose. I'm like, I can't smell nothing. She's like, are you serious still?
Right. So
I'm like, nah. So she like, you go change this diaper then, because this one stank. I was like, all right, I'll go change it. So I happily go change the diaper, but like, I can't smell. Like, she got all the, and like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, you got all these men's fragrances from Bath and Body Works, these lotions, man, and I'm sure they smell good, but daggum, I can't smell them.
They do. They smell really.
And
really
I have no clue. Like, I can't. Like, my confidence would probably be higher if I knew how well I smell. But I'm just like, I think I smell good.
You smell great.
And so I'm just like, man, people with funky breath, man, they might have lost their sense of smell.
Yeah, and maybe because
you really can't tell. You really can't tell. Like, I'm going through, like, I blow up the bathroom sometimes, and Talisha walked by, man. She was like, oh my gosh,
got to be kidding me.
Like, hey, buddy, I'm free.
And just because you can't smell, you can still spray. You know that it stinks.
Man, spray wasn't in the local vicinity because you take so many sprays.
Because you
post them everywhere.
So many bombs go.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, she walked by, and I was like, hey, yeah, I blew it up. Sorry, but I can't smell anything, man.
Yeah, that's definitely a downer.
So it's a downer, man. I do want my sense of smell back, and I need to go look up some research and see like how long is that gone.
Yeah, well, it can last. It can last a while. It can last for even months.
Really? Yeah. Well, I'm fortunate that I didn't lose taste because I spoke to one of my friends who had COVID, and he was like, everything tastes like cardboard. It felt like chewing paper when he lost his sense of taste. So I have been fortunate. I never lost my sense of taste.
Mm-hmm. I'm very grateful that we didn't lose our taste or our
sense of taste, man. That would suck. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, that was on the down and down. And so transitioning, still on COVID, man. We're out of quarantine now. What day did we get out of quarantine? Was it Wednesday or last Sunday?
Last Wednesday. Yeah,
so we went out. No, it was Sunday, man.
Yeah, last Sunday.
Because it was like 10. That was our 10 days.
Right.
10 days was up last Sunday, and you got to go out in Sam's.
Right.
To actually go get us groceries, so we didn't have your mom have to go out there and put her life on the line.
Oh no.
And get our groceries and drop them off at the front door.
Yeah, because the last time we recorded, my mom was getting our groceries, but that's part of the down and down too, because unknowingly I infected my parents.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, when we talked to them last...
they had a negative test.
And
then they started feeling it.
Exactly.
Started feeling the symptoms, and they got tested, and then it was positive.
Right. So, yeah, that sucks. COVID is real.
It is real out there, guys. Please go out there and wear a mask. Just
wash your hands.
Yeah. So, because a lot of things in like our society, we don't have empathy until it affects us. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I am one of those people. Sometimes, for the most time. Yeah, because I'm like, it ain't affected me. No harm, no foul, right? But you really got to think about other people. So, and it hits people differently. Like your mom, it didn't really hit her hard.
No, she had milder symptoms, but her symptoms were more intense than my symptoms.
More intense.
And then my dad's symptoms were more intense than her symptoms.
Yeah,
my daddy was down for the count.
He was out, buddy.
Thank God he didn't have to go to the hospital or anything like that, but he was down.
Yeah. So, some members of our church, man, unfortunately, one of our members, he had to be in the ICU, and we are still praying for you, man. Mm-hmm. We are praying for you, and I got a story to tell the marriage circle about the power of a praying wife.
Yes.
I can't wait. So join the marriage circle if y'all want to hear my story this week about the power of having a wife who prays for her husband.
Amen. Yes. So, but gosh, I cannot believe it's been 2 weeks. since we last had a podcast episode. I feel like so many things have happened. Like we've done so many, like because in the beginning of COVID and chill, we had just started chilling.
Man.
So we had a lot more chilling left to do. But I think the craziest part was just how the symptoms just kept coming and going. Like you feel good and think that you're ready to kind of take on the world, and then it was like, sit it back down for just a minute. But then whenever we were both good, so our quarantine was a little bit more extended because my parents did end up testing positive. And so, and daycare for our oldest son ended up closing. So they had already had one closure and then they had an extended closure. So we had to like stay in with our kiddos a little while longer than we thought we were going to have to.
A little bit longer.
Just a little bit. But I remember, so okay, let's talk about like our favorite day from quarantine. Because I think my favorite day would be the day that we decided to take the boys out and play in the backyard.
Go outside in the backyard. That was crucial, man. Because you just get so caught up staying in that house, man. That is not healthy for anybody.
No.
I don't think that's healthy for anybody, whether it's a pandemic or not.
Right.
And that's how a lot of people stay depressed, man. That's what depression does to you. You don't want to get up. Like, I'm so depressed, I can't even get out of bed. But the only way to like fix the depression is to like actually get up out of bed, right? And like just going outside, feeling that fresh air, getting up and like actually moving. Because I told you, like, at the beginning of quarantine, my emotions were down. I was super down. I was super negative. I felt like I'm not able to do or build my business. I'm not able to work on my business. It's going to fail. It's going to sink. And that made me a terrible person to be around. But we'll go back to that. And then, but one of the nice days, like Talisha was talking about, we got up and we moved and we ran. So let me tell y'all one thing about so the word emotion, right? You have to get up and move. Motion. The way that you feel better is by getting up and being physical and getting around. That's why people feel better when they go work out and exercise. Emotion. Yes. All right. Big part of that word is motion. You got to move. You got to get up. You got to get out of bed. You got to go around. That's why a lot of people start their people start their day with a workout because it gets the blood flowing. And one of the good ways to get out of depression and the anxiety and the funk is to move.
Yes.
Emotion.
I love that. Yes, you're absolutely right. And even down to the little people. The little people have to move as well. Like staying in that house, that was rough.
It gets you down, man.
And I'm not even an outdoors person. But I was just like, we should go outside and play. And we didn't want to attract attention to our neighbors.
So we went in the backyard.
So we went in the backyard because we didn't want any other little kids to want to play with Weston or anything like that. But Weston was just all smiles. Mama got her pictures and her videos.
You got your pictures.
Yes, because I love a nice fall day where we can just have fun and just be with each other and look at because we still have some nice leaves changing colors in our backyard.
And that appeals to you. I have no clue.
And that appeals to me.
No clue why, but whatever.
But yeah, that was my favorite day. What was your favorite day?
My favorite day was, when we got the baby to sleep by himself.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, we're stuck in here.
Yeah.
So we got to try to get this baby in his crib sleeping by himself. I was like, it's time, baby. It is time, Talisha, to get the boy off the boob and get him in the crib. And one thing that you were apprehensive about is hearing him cry for his mommy in the crib and just screaming bloody murder. But that's the only way to do it. Now, you thought you found a way around it. What'd you do?
So that first night, literally, kid was crying for 3 hours straight. I don't know if there are any Scorpios out there, but I'm going to go ahead and say that Scorpios are stubborn. And he's a stubborn little Scorpio. And he literally stood up in his crib for 3 hours. And I would go in, lay him down. But Patrick didn't want me to go in there. But I went in there and I just patted his back because he just needed to know that we were there, that we were not abandoning him. So he needed to be reassured. And so I patted his back and he finally fell asleep. And so I was like, okay. And then the next night I did the same thing and he went right on to sleep. And the third night I did the same thing. And then that fourth night he was like, nah, this don't work for me anymore. I'm going to cry bloody murder. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm tired.
You can't do it until you're tired. Once the parent gets tired and the kid tries to keep you awake, that's when you can lock him in the room. That's how I got the first kid to do it, because he had woke me up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and I had just had it. So I just went in there, locked him in the room, and I closed the door, and I put my headphones in and just went to sleep. I don't care how much you were screaming. Then when I got up, he was already asleep, and that's how you broke them. You got to break the kids. You got to break them.
You're right. You are right. And you said it.
Because you were all kids are different.
All kids are different.
Just because something worked for one kid, it doesn't mean it'll work for another kid in different methods. Screw that. Screw that. I don't regret going in there and patting his back and letting him know we were there. He was pitiful. He was like still crying in his sleep. You must break them. You must break them. There's a war out there.
There's a war out there.
War out there with them kids. I'm trying to tell you can't have your bed because the kid's sleeping in the bed. So many parents struggle because that daggum kid is in that bed. You cannot be intimate with your wife or husband if that kid is in the bed, and if you are intimate, that's weird. Okay. Yeah, we get along. Kids all in the bed. That would be weird. It really can't. Because what do? I go sleep on the couch because I'm going to go get some sleep, man.
Right, and the kids wiggling around. You can't be intimate, and you can't get adequate rest either.
No, you can't.
Yeah, and you can't get other stuff done. So even like going back to the episode about decluttering. Like since Rowan's been sleeping in his bed, like I've been able to actually utilize the time in the evening to like put away laundry, do laundry, clean up,
do the evening routine,
like just doing the evening routine,
journaling and all this other stuff. Like you get time because you don't have to hold him. Well, that's hereditary. You and your mom.
Oh shoot, yeah,
you and your
we're
mom
the worst.
Are drug dealers when it comes to enabling them kids to be in y'all's arms 24/7.
You're right. I mean, when he's sleeping, that's whenever I usually get a good nap. That's when my mama gets a good nap, so we just hold him while he's sleeping. You've gotten a good old nap in.
Oh yeah,
when you've been holding him before.
Absolutely, because he'll sleep longer. If you you lay him down on like bed, he'll sleep for 30 minutes. But if you hold him, he'll sleep for 2 hours.
Right. So and then you can get a little nap in too. So, but yeah, no, I'm so thankful for you leading the way and saying it's time. Because
what people don't really get is it's a slow strain on the marriage. It'll slowly drain the marriage. And even though y'all may be getting along, but you're like at zero. You're not at a plus.
Right.
You're not on the negative side. You're not on the positive side. You may be right there at zero, but you're not building, you're not connecting. And in order for the marriage to remain strong, it takes maintenance work. There's no maintenance work getting done. You're like, all right, but you don't have that time to bind and connect. And like, because some of the best what they call it, pillow talk.
Yeah.
Some of the best conversations, some of the most deepest intimate conversations happen during that pillow talk, especially with dudes. Dudes will confess their whole life with their woman doing that pillow talk. So if they have secrets with other dudes, like, don't you go home and pillow talk with your wife about what we discussed. Because dudes will let it fly off in that bed.
Right.
And now your friends may hate you, but you're close to your wife. It's like, oh, my honey's opening up to me. Oh my God, that is so amazing. He's opening up. That's where that pillow talk happens. And that's where you become close. And it has to, like I said, it's those little things. It could be short as like a 15-minute conversation. Y'all just speaking before y'all fall asleep. It's hard to do that with the baby tugging but because you're focused on trying to get that baby to fall asleep,
right,
as opposed to like, all right, we're adults, we can talk and then we'll fall asleep. But your focus is in a completely different direction. So your focus is just like being on the phones at night instead of like putting the phones down, turning the TV off, and actually talking. It's just another kid is another distraction that can take away from the connection between a wife and a husband. And like, we were at zero. We weren't fighting. we weren't like connecting and gluing ourselves together. We weren't drifting apart or anything. We go about our daily lives, but we weren't connecting. And when we got that kid sleep and on his own, we started connecting again. We started connecting, you know what I'm saying? We started connecting again. We started to glue the relationship. We went from 0 to +7. You know what I'm saying? We went to +7, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 7, dog. 7 days a week.
Really? Really?
Yes. So that kid, it transformed everything.
It did. I mean, it literally did.
It absolutely transformed everything.
Seriously. So if there are any mamas out there and you got your baby in the bed, mama, listen to me. I know we don't want to hear them cry. We don't want to see that little sad face that they make. We don't want to see any of that. We don't want to see our kid looking sad and hurt and abandoned and all that stuff. But abandon that baby, please. Go ahead.
Because your husband be like, oh my God. Well, she just freaking, because your husband, he is wanting you so bad. He is wanting you. And he's a good guy, so he ain't going to because what kind of guy would be like, I want you to quit taking care of our son so well. I want you to quit. I want you to cut our kid loose.
Right.
No guy's going to really say that. So they'll just sit there. They'll take it. They'll get on their phone. They'll go play their video games. They'll try to distract themselves. They look for other distractions so they don't have to focus on I'm not really kicking it with my wife. And they can act like it's okay. You can act like it's okay, but at the core, you're like, man, I really want the intimacy again, like y'all had,
like you had before
when y'all were making the baby.
Yep.
You dig? So, but they long for it, and like I said, and you saw it. I was longing for it. And we was making up for.
We had to make up for lost time.
Had to make up for lost time, man. So that is really important. But yeah, that solved a lot of.
It really did, though. Seriously, and we still, we still want baby number 3, and I'm just like, okay, I'm putting it out here on the podcast, and that makes it super duper official. This next baby, I ain't doing that ish. I will hold him when they sleep and all that jazz, but we ain't going a whole year of baby in the bed, all that. Nah. And I'm gonna have to let that one cry. That one, I'm sorry, baby number 3. You can be baby boy, baby girl, whatever. But you gonna be that baby in your crib.
And we didn't have a dead bedroom. We just had to. We had to be Black Ops co-op.
Oh my goodness,
we had
ninjas.
to sneak it in, right? You don't really the Chick-fil-A, like what the pastor said, quick filet. We had to have a bunch of quick fillets. It's a bunch of drive-throughs instead of a sit-down romantic long dinner. Yeah, a bunch of quick. We was eating a lot of quick fillets, and what happens when you eat Chick-fil-A a lot? Your body starts to look bad. Same thing, I like that. Yeah, so you can't have too much quick filet. You need to have some nutritious, planned out, thought it out dinners and meals prepared, and the quality goes up.
Exactly.
The quality goes up because you're able to take your time, and it's more nutritious. I hope y'all are getting the metaphor. But yeah, it's been all right, cool. It's been fantastic. But I mean, what led up to this? So at the beginning, I think last podcast, our last COVID and Chill episode, y'all, no lie, that was going to be the last episode of On the Up and Up with Patrick and Talisha, because that Sunday night, Patrick said, I quit. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I'm so done. I don't even want to put out any more episodes. I'm done. I can't do it. I'm struggling. So I almost quit the podcast because I just got tired and fed up, because it's so like I said, it was so late at night, and we're just like, oh, I'm so tired. It's almost midnight the Sunday before we got to publish the podcast episode, and I just while in the middle of recording, I was just like, I quit. I quit. I was like, and it wasn't I quit happily. I was like, I can't effing do this anymore. I'm done. Just nothing. Yeah. It's just not working. And this is why having a good wife is so critical to a husband's mental psychology, because you once again you pulled me up out of the funk. If y'all listen to, which y'all need to go and listen to our last First Class Friday episode with Pastor Michael Todd and Natalie Todd, like those 3 things that a man needs. He needs that honor and respect, and he needs that support. Like, if it's not a want, it is a absolute need that he has his wife's support. It's like sometimes, like, you know how they say like women will test men in certain situations, like it's a test. They may not treat it as a test, but they're like, man, if he don't do this for me, he gonna fail the test. Like those mental games. Guys do that too sometimes, unconsciously, but they'll be like, man, I can't do it anymore. And they want to see, if their woman got their back. Unconsciously. Like, it might not even be like, she don't support me, then I'm out, or I ain't got my ride or die. But sometimes when your spouse is really down, or they're frustrated, and they're like yelling or acting out against you, like, it's a cry for help deep down at the core, but they can't recognize that it's a cry for help. But when I'm like trying to like, just like, I can't do this podcast anymore, and I go and be like, what's the point? It's no matter. And Talisha comes and lifts me up. I think it's not unconsciously a test, but it probably was. But if it wasn't going to be like, well, if you would have been like, let's just quit, we would have been screwed.
Yeah, we would have been screwed.
We would have been super screwed, man, because like this podcast has helped so many people, but it's really hard. And I see what pastors go through, like when they're trying to lead a church, man, and they're just like, I'm about to quit. Our pastor says he about to quit all the time.
If you don't like it, fire me.
Like, just he said it today. It's like, if y'all like it, fire me. Right. Like, he be like, man, because he was like, like understand, like the devil is attacking your spouse.
Yep.
You're like, when they are not themselves, when they are not who they are, like positively, or they're under stress and they're under anxiety, you as their spouse, you are going to catch that heat. You're going to catch the bullets that they're shooting out. You're going to catch their wrath as a spouse. You're going to see the worst in your husband. You're going to see the worst in your wife. And that's why it's so important to have God as your backup. Not even your backup. He is your weapon. You have to have God first so that you can soldier up and help fight off the enemy that is attacking your spouse. Because they can't see it. Your spouse can't see it at the time, but they're getting attacked, man. It can come in the form of how was I acting like at the beginning of quarantine? I was just like lashing out at you, like the nightly routine. Like, so I give the boys a bath. I brush Rowan's teeth. You brush Weston's teeth. But you know, and we were quarantined for like the last couple of days. So really watching I told y'all last episode, like, I hate watching kids, especially other people's kids, but I'm not built to like watch kids all freaking day. And so what I used was like, all right, I've been watching them all freaking day. So come 7:00, I want them in the bath. I want them ready for bed, and I want it quick, fast, in a hurry. You were like working on your own timeline, which I did not communicate this to you. Like, I did not communicate the frustration I was having just like by watching the kids. So I'm sitting here like watching the kids, and you get the pajamas ready and the towels ready while I'm watching the kids. And I'm like, and also that's your like little time to get your rest and be able to eat and cook and straighten up. And I like, usually it's like 30 minutes from bath to like close, but I was trying to speed it up, and I'm sitting here getting pissed off at you because the clothes weren't ready. And I'm like, why? Like,
and I was baking cookies.
And you were baking effing cookies.
Remember?
Yes.
Baking cookies.
I was like, how can you like, why are you baking cookies when it's clearly trying to get them on the routine and get them in bed as fast as possible? Because I wanted them out of the way because I was physically exhausted. So I wanted the kids done so I could just like work on myself, or pretty much sit on the couch and be done, because I was exhausted those first 2 days of quarantine, man. So my solution. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say the other part is because I'm still working from home. Like, so you literally had to hold it down kind of by yourself for multiple hours a day, because like we would trade out and do shifts. So we hadn't told all that. So yes, we would kind of trade out and do shifts of, okay, like I need to go do something.
And,
I'm on
those
a
happen to be like your busy days where you're in meetings back to back to back to back.
Exactly. So that made sense that it like really wore down on you, like having to watch the kids for such long time periods. And our kids, they're real cute, but they ain't no angels, like by any means. And they like to fight, and they like to cry, and they like to whine, and they are demanding. Like very demanding. So you holding it down, like I guess in my head I was like still on our same old routine of okay, we get a bath at 7:30.
Yeah, and have them in at latest like 8:30.
Right, have them in bed by 8:30. So that's the kind of timeline that I was on. But you were on a different timeline.
I was like, man, I'm
like, what's the big deal? Like, what are you talking about?
I want these kids in by 7:30.
Yeah, and I'm over here like it's 7:45. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so we had that discussion, but again, we also.
But I lashed out.
But here's the thing, though, Patrick. It's not like you were like going around like just shooting a bazooka, like just blowing, like just bombs everywhere and like guns ablaze, automatic, semi. Like it wasn't like that. It was like you had a silencer on your gun, and so you were shooting. But there was a silencer on there because you were not really saying anything, but you were acting like kind of just not yourself.
Agitated.
So again, y'all been rocking with us for a little while. I know y'all know that whenever Patrick's not himself, it is obvious to me. And I'm like, what's wrong? What's going on with you? And so you had the silencer on your gun, but you were still shooting. But I was like, take the silencer off. And that's whenever you started.
I told you, like, follow my lead. Can't you see that I'm sitting here trying to rush and get them ready to get them in bed early? How can you not see that? How can you not just follow my lead? You're not watching. You're not being attentive. So I'm being frustrated at, like, you can't read my mind, basically. Right. You get mad that you can't read my mind or see what's actually going on. Because what did happen? Okay, because then the next day you were cleaning up the room. You were cleaning up their room. And I came in there and watched them. And I was like, see how I watched your lead? Yeah. You see how I watched your lead and followed your lead? That's what you're supposed to do when you see me doing stuff with the kids. You're supposed to come in there. So I'm trying to hold myself up high and mightier than Talisha and trying to show her what to do, quote unquote. This is what I would do. And that's the problem. What we talk about, like expectations or expressing your feelings, just because you do certain things a certain way, don't expect your spouse to be able to do them a certain way. But when you do things a certain way, you expect people, I would do it this way, so they should do it this way. So I was like, see, if the shoe was on the other foot and I saw you out there with both the boys, I would come out there and follow your lead and support you. See how I did that? And it's kind of like when you do something, you don't do it because to just do it. You do it so you can point out to the other person. You can point out the other person's flaws and show, like, expose their shortcomings. And that does nothing to build the intimacy in your relationship. It does nothing to build the connection. You're just trying to crap all over your partner, but you're crapping all over your partner because at the core, you're not happy with the results you're getting in life. And I told him, I was like, man, I'm not getting any results right now, man. I don't even want to do the podcast. So like all came to fruition that Sunday night when I was like about to quit the podcast. And like that past weekend, I was just like, just getting frustrated with you and just like silently holding, like keeping score. Oh, she didn't do this. She didn't do this. She didn't do this. She missed this part right here. She missed this part right here. And gosh, she's just really not living up to expectations right now. I'm just doing such a much better job in this quarantine than she is. Like she's killing us right now. And just holding that stuff against you, keeping score of your shortcomings. And once again, it's a pattern because this is around Thanksgiving time. And growing up, we always had Thanksgiving at my house and my mom passed away. So subconsciously, I think you asked me, is like, are you missing your mom? I was like, no, it never happens around Thanksgiving. I never get angry around Thanksgiving because I hate Thanksgiving, right? Mm-hmm. But still, it was part of that life where Thanksgiving was at my house. My mom would do all these things for Thanksgiving, getting the house ready and everything. And subconsciously, that I wouldn't say that was the issue, but it's probably buried down somewhere there where I haven't addressed it. Still haven't gone to therapy yet. Been trying to get hold of a therapist for a while, but still haven't actually like went there and aired it out. And then I start acting out in frustration and resentment and passive aggressiveness. And at the core, I'm upset with like, just like the business things and COVID and all that jazz. But then at the same time, I'm probably in emotional pain because I miss my mom. But that really didn't really come up. I was kind of just like, oh, everything's going to crap right now. Just like, just the anxiety and just the belief that I'm not living up to expectations. Whose expectations? I don't know. Wasn't in a good emotional state because you start out feeling bad and then you continue to spiral down towards worse feelings. So you build momentum. It's just momentum building in the negative direction, and it just gets worse, and you keep digging yourself in, and it's not because of you, but it's directed to you. If that makes any sense. So I was just like, all right, been a pretty crappy 2.5 days or whatever. And I was just like, luckily I've been more spiritual. So like, I think, do we have an argument or discussion or anything? When did I go to my room and just like, I need time? Oh, I was like, I need a break. I'm out.
That morning, that Sunday morning.
Yeah, I was like, I'm out. I need a break. I can't do this. I just walked away.
It was like during church.
I don't remember.
It was. We were watching live stream.
No, I was like, I need a break. I'm out because I was just done. So I went to my office. I picked up my journal. I just started writing all the things. Like, I went to my fear journal. I wrote down the worst thing that can happen, like losing the business and everything going to crap and me looking like a failure and me not living up to expectations, some crap that I made up in my head and just feeling really, really down. But I got it out on paper because it was in my head. Mm-hmm. So you got to put that crap out into the universe so you can look at it and be like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. But I had to write it out. You had to get it out. Because like I said, that your mind can play tricks on you, man. And you can really go in that downward spiral. So I had to write out the worst case scenarios. And then I had to go to my gratitude journal. What am I grateful for? And then I just cleared out closet space in my closet. I put down a workout mat and just started. I closed the door. I was like, let me just pray to God, man. Let me just talk to God, dog. Let me just talk to God. Let me have a conversation. It was pitch black in the closet. I heard people saying, you need to go in the prayer closet. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I always thought that was ridiculous. But I did it. And I just cried out to God, man. I was like, man, I'm feeling down. Just went to daddy because his son was hurting, boy. Because his child was hurting. And I was just in pain, man. I just really needed that break to really gather myself together. I came back strong after that.
Did. I didn't even know you did that though. I didn't know that you had like went in your closet and prayed and stuff. Like I was in the room with the boys. I had no clue.
Yeah,
you had done that.
I just needed some time because everything was just so unconscious. I was moving without purpose, moving without intention, moving without direction. Yeah. Just like, oh my gosh, and everything's falling apart because it took me out the routine. When I am not good when I fall out of that routine. Right. Things go to crap when I fall out of my regular routine, man. And that's what happened. And I didn't handle it. I didn't handle it at adversity very good. And like I said, people around me start to suffer when I'm not functioning. I'm not being my best self. So had to get that together, man. But
I just really commend you for doing that because I think that is like a really true sign of spiritual growth. Because for you to, even though you think, oh, prayer closet, that's silly. Like even just doing it, I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, but I wanted to scream out in frustration without you hearing me and thinking oh, this guy's losing it. I was in the closet with all the clothes in there, so it really muffled the sound. And so you couldn't really do it. Yeah, I cried out, man, pitch black, and Lord, if it's your will, man, what is your will? I have slipped up again, and I need your help, man. I know I don't come to you all the time, but I need you. I need you, dog. I need you, and just getting that off my chest, man. Holding that stuff in, like I said, man, dog, do not hold it in because it will explode, man. And the people around you get hit with that shrapnel. So speaking of getting hit with that shrapnel, how did this affect you?
Well, at first I was like, okay, like we've got to get this together because we got a whole nother week and some change. And I can't do this every day. Heck no, I can't do that. So, I guess when it first started, because like I said, I was making cookies because I was like, okay, we can have a fun activity for tomorrow. I'll make cookies so that Weston can decorate cookies in the morning. And I was like, what are you even talking about? Like, we're on schedule. I literally planned this because it worked in our schedule so that and then we're going to have an activity for the next day. So I was kind of like, okay, this is not even, like, this doesn't even make sense. So I know that it's something bigger. It's not the freaking cookies in the schedule. Like, it's something else. And I know that you hadn't had a chance to actually connect with the therapist, even though you've been trying to reach out. I know you haven't had a chance to actually get someone to call you back. So I knew that it was something more. And even though you hate Thanksgiving, like, I know, like, all the memories because I was a part of those memories many years of going to your family's house for Thanksgiving and, like, seeing the extended family there. And then, like, COVID just kind of put a damper on that. Like,
yeah, it did.
Yeah. So just all of those things, and on top of that, last year we didn't get to do anything with your family for Thanksgiving either
because
we had just had Rowan. Mm-hmm. So then that's 2 years in a row you're not really getting to see your family on Thanksgiving. You don't like Thanksgiving, but you love your family,
right?
And you love that part of it. You might not like the food, but you love the part of seeing your family. So I think that all of that was just kind of going in my head, and I tried really hard not to take it to heart. I just knew you were hurting, and I knew it was not about me at the moment. Like, it was just like, how can I support you? But then you said you didn't feel supported. So then I'm like, now I'm starting to get a little pissed off because I'm like, okay, seriously? Dude, I'm supporting you, like, left and right. What are you talking about? But I just had to take a step back and look at it again, and then just making sure that I pour into you and give you all the positive affirmations and things that you need, because I need to say, like, okay, so in my new job, like, we talk about this to the preceptors, and preceptors are people who take students on rotation. So, like, whenever you're telling your student, I really like the way you did blah, 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 or maybe next time you could do da-da-da-da this way. If you don't specifically say, hey, I'm about to give you some feedback, then the student might be like, yeah, I never got any feedback.
Take it out of context.
Take it out of context. So I have to know that I'm going to have to be like, hey, I'm supporting you in this by doing XYZ, or by saying XYZ. This is how I'm supporting you. So just actually putting that label on it, I think that'll go a long way as far as making sure that you feel like your person is there to, like, hold you down and lift you up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And the rebound after we have those come to Jesus moments is, dang, I'm messed up again. I'm shamed. I don't want to show my face again. And it's hard to look at her because I done messed up. And now I got to come out and be like, oh, after I go do my prayer thing and my journal thing, I'm feeling good again. But you don't want to show your face like, oh, dang, you just flipped that suddenly. And I did. Yeah. I did flip that suddenly. I was like, but you kind of, like, still hold it in because you're still, like, embarrassed of how you behaved and how I treated you and stuff. I was like, dang, I can't just come out here and be like, everything's okay now. Because it'd be weird, but that's literally how it is. And I've been blessed that you forgive fast. And the reason I don't come back so fast is because I don't forgive easily. I hold grudges longer. So I'd be like, I like treated it how I would have treated it. Like, this person just flipped out on me like that. Hey, now you can't just come back. But that's not how you are. So.
No, not really. I mean, I was still a little bit frustrated with you. Like, I wasn't just like, oh, it's okay. Like, I don't want y'all to think that, because, yeah, I wasn't just, like, perfectly like, it's okay. And I also was just like I'm still working, like I'm still getting paid to do a job. Like we gotta work together as a team because I have to work. I am working from home. I'm not like just COVID and chilling for real. So yeah, I think that it's okay to still go out there and show your face. Like don't be ashamed. If you can't show your face to your partner, who you gonna show your face to?
Exactly. Who can you be vulnerable with? Like you've already admitted your flaws, and you still don't want to be vulnerable and just come back and be like, "Hey guys, can I come play again?"
Right.
Like it's all like all acting like a child, man. Hi guys, I'm sorry. It's like them Full House moments. Someone needs to play the violin.
Oh yeah,
someone needs to play the violin, and oh, it's all better now, Deej, and Stephanie and Michelle and all that crap.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it feels. It literally feels like one of those Full House moments.
It
man.
does.
Like, all right, I'm back, guys. Can you ever forgive me? Of course, we loved you the whole time. So it does. Yeah. So
that's what it does.
Straight up living on a sitcom. But like speaking about like going into like that prayer closet and answering the prayers, he did answer my prayers. So like we got to put that baby down.
Yes.
It's like, the baby got put down. And so by Rowan actually sleeping in his crib, me and Talisha, that gives us like a 2-3 hours to like just talk, just like me and you, without like, we having like chase the baby down or feed the baby or try to put the baby to sleep or something like that. Because I mean, when you're doing that, it's like, well, I can't really do anything. So I go off by myself and like watch football or something like that. But without the baby sleep, it's like, hey, we can actually like talk and I actually work on the podcast and like brainstorm for the podcast and get this stuff, like have an actual action plan going forward and connect like in the bed, like that bedroom, that pillow talk. Like we've had the pillow talk and just been able to like talk, like seriously like talk and have those discussions because the baby's sleep. And it was like, God, that's like he like directly like answered our prayers with that one. And I was just thinking, like, I was reading about David, like, God was like, hey, you about to be king. And people think that, hey, everything's going to be easy or it's going to be smooth. Oh, cool, I'm going to be king now. It's like when God says, hey, y'all about to be parents. You're like, cool, I'm about to be a parent. I've always wanted to be a parent. That baby will rip it just like David was going to be king, but he had the king before him try to kill him. And he had to go exile in the wilderness and go hide and then fight like the other commanders from the old king and his son try to like take that over. So he got anointed the king, but you're going to have to go through that test to get what you really want. It's like, he's going to bless you with some kids, but unless you but the kids ain't going to be smooth and easy. They're gonna be challenges because the mom wants to be a good mom. Like she doesn't want to fail at being a mom because all that judgment comes and all that pressure comes with being a mom. Dads, our standards are crap. I just got to watch my kids for like 5 minutes and I'll get Father of the Year award. But for moms, they got to pay a lot more attention to the kids. And it makes the guys feel like, oh, well, what about daddy and stuff? Well, I want my wife, but she is focused on those kids and you got to give them that time. Even though you can kind of like nudge, like, hey, you want to put them in the crib? Oh, I love my baby. And they get really attached to the kid.
I mean, that is exactly right. Like, and it's just, it feels cruel to like rip them away and put them over there and just hear that pitiful cry. But I'm telling y'all, that pitiful cry, it gets less pitiful.
The more tired you are.
The more tired you are. And the more hungry you are for a change and for like a new direction because like you still have things that have to get accomplished. And so just like remembering what your other goals are, like, yeah, you need to be a great mom. And does it make you a great mom if you are able to feel less stressed and less anxiety because things are put away, daddy is happy, mommy is happy? That makes you a better mom than, if you don't have that. So.
Yeah. And another thing, just like God hit us with this COVID because he knows what what our relationship is going to be down the road. It's like, all right, in order for y'all to get to this level, y'all going to have to go through this adversity to get to your next level. And I guess we were ready for the next level because he hit us with that adversity.
Right. You have to go through the test to have the testimony.
We got COVID.
Yep.
And we struggled with it, just like David had to struggle with becoming king. And just like me and you, we struggled to get to that next level. And so, and it's better than, it is better than, like, we're really good. Like, we're really connected. Like, we don't have to stay up at like we started recording this thing when we first started this podcast. We were recording this bad boy like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, dog. Because that doggone baby. Now he's asleep. It's 9:35. We about to wrap this bad boy up. We are feeling good. The podcast is gonna be out on time. Right. We are happy right now. We are full of freaking energy, man. It's like, all right, y'all got to get to this level because we have a message to get out to the world. We have to share our story. We have to share our struggles with you guys, let you guys know that you are not alone in your struggles. If it's hard being parents of young children, it is going to be hard. All couples fight. Successful couples repair. We repair to be stronger together. And our teamwork has been fire. Our teamwork has been like we're like freaking Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, boy. Like we there.
We are there.
We have been crushing it.
Yes, it has been unstoppable.
We like LeBron and Anthony Davis right now, son. Like we are killing the game right now.
Killing it. And also, I think just thinking about, because we did feel like crap too. Don't forget that part.
We were sick. I forgot.
We were sick.
Yeah,
we weren't just home like doing all, like we were sick.
That is true. We were sick.
So we both have like splitting headaches. Patrick can't smell anything.
I can't smell
it. We're sick. And so adding that layer to that, oh gosh, it was just a lot. It was a lot. But just knowing like we have to have each other's back. And just we're going to support each other through it all. And I really do think that, again, obviously when you go through something together, it makes you come out stronger. So that's how we were able to get that teamwork that we are thriving in right now.
Yeah, it's great. It is freaking great. I'm coming up with intimacy challenges for our group and stuff. My creativity is on another level. Yes, we got new people coming in the Facebook group. Oh yeah, we clicking now. Oh yeah, we moving. It was like, all right. So in order to help those out there, it was like God said, oh, y'all got to go through something. So y'all got to realize this. Y'all got to break it down for the audience so that they can get that help. It truly is doing the Lord's work.
It is. And it also, I really do believe that it also just speaks to having to trust your husband as a wife, trusting your husband and submitting to your husband. Of course, we don't like the word submitting to your husband. Ugh, it makes you just kind of feel like, nuck you buck. But seriously, just literally listening and following his lead and and guidance and just taking that ego and putting it to the side and just try it. And if it doesn't work, okay, well, new game plan, but try it.
Yeah, our prayer has been on another level.
Yep.
I was like, we missed prayer in the morning.
Oh my goodness, Patrick. Yes.
I actually called you I never call you.
He does not talk on the phone. I was like, to what do I owe this pleasure? My husband is calling me on my way to work. What?
Yeah, I was just like, hey, we got to pray, man. We got to pray. And the connection is just on a much stronger level. We aren't tired from putting the baby to sleep because usually once the baby sleeps, all right, we fall asleep. Now we got time. It's like, all right, let's sit in the living room and pray together. Mm-hmm. So, and that's brought another level of intimacy to our relationship. I'm telling you. And then, and when I'm feeling bad because I start watching Sopranos.
Oh shoot. Yes, the dark days. So the Sopranos, now Prozac, y'all got it right. Whenever y'all decided to advertise with the Sopranos, you got it right. That is the dark show that Patrick likes to watch. whenever he ain't feeling right. And I didn't even realize that until just recently. I was like, you know what? This is a theme. Whenever you start hitting The Sopranos, something is wrong. You are spiraling downward whenever you got The Sopranos on TV. And I did not realize it, y'all, until just this freaking week. Like, I just realized this. And I didn't think about it whenever we were watching it, but like, it's like, if you ever seen The Sopranos, like, you know, Tony's got issues, like big time issues.
He's a sociopath.
Yes, he's a sociopath. And so, like, and I really feel like Sopranos carries a spirit with it. A spirit of depression and a spirit of
panic attacks.
Yes. Like, I'm telling you, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little ears, what you hear. Because I'm telling you, all those things, they continue to weigh on you. What you trash in equals trash out. So I do believe that you were already in a vulnerable space, and then you added The Sopranos, and Sopranos was like, yeah, take that. Keep going. Yeah. So from now on, when Sopranos come on, I'm like, nah, turn it off.
Like, what's wrong?
Yep.
What's wrong? No, let's have a discussion. Why you want to watch Sopranos? I just like the acting.
No.
I do like the acting.
No.
It was one of the greatest series of all
time. It was,
time.
but nah.
Freaking love The Sopranos, man.
I'm glad you brought that one up. Yeah.
It's like, you're like, you know, you watch The Sopranos? Uh-oh, something's up.
Something's up.
Something
is not good.
Yeah, you just like unconsciously go to something that can make you try to feel better, but it really doesn't. You just keep digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of anger in Sopranos.
Anger. Yes.
A lot of outbursts, a lot of blaming and complaining, a lot of spousal fights, a lot of marital issues. I'm just taking all that in and just like, oh, she didn't understand him there. Oh, he didn't understand her there, and the kids are pissing them off.
Yep.
So I bring that to my reality.
And also, Patrick, you like to act like whatever you're watching.
I act like a mobster after I watch.
Don't forget that.
I embody the roles of the characters that I watch
every time.
So I was a raging mob boss around the house. Yeah. Very impatient.
Yeah.
I was outburst.
Outburst. Tony Soprano.
Yeah. It's because I'm the boss.
Nah.
Freaking things ain't running the way they're supposed to freaking run. But yeah.
No more.
But yeah. So yeah, we made it through COVID. We have recovered fully through COVID, except my smell.
Except for your smell. Yep.
Kids are going back to daycare, back into the routine, going to your nanas. Talisha's going to work. I'll be working from home. I'll be pumping out content. I'll be marketing the podcast, marketing the Facebook group, reaching out to clients, helping them save their marriage, and just taking them to that next level. Because, I mean, it really works. And like you said, you got to have, it helps to have a third party see stuff in your marriage that you cannot see. Mm-hmm. Especially, like, I can't see it immediately, so Talisha sees it for me. Some couples, they can't see it, dog.
Yeah.
They cannot see it. And so you need that mediation to help you move forward and bring that awareness to the situation, because it might not be something at that time, but it can grow into something devastating over the course of time.
Yes.
But like coaching, what coaching is, man, is helping you move forward faster and giving you those tools so that you can be self-sustaining and build bigger goals together as a team, because you got to have direction. You have to have the right actions. You have to have the right perceptions, and you have to have that clear communication with each other, like the solid foundation. And then you got to put God first, man. You can't get there. Go listen to that last First Class Friday with Michael Todd and Natalie Todd, y'all. I'm telling y'all, go listen to that.
It's a banger. Yeah. It's good.
And speaking of like being coaches and being a blessing to others, we are doing a giveaway this holiday season. Tell them about it, baby.
All right, so we have teamed up with a private sponsor and with Double A Shenanigans, and we are going to be helping out 2 wonderful special families in the upstate of South Carolina. So if you go to our page, or if you go to Airy Funny Comedy, you'll see our tag for our video where we kind of give you all the details about what you need to know. You'll see that little baby that we keep talking about, Rowan. And just basically, we're just trying to help a family that's been hit hard during this pandemic. If you know anyone that might have lost their job, they might have had reduced hours, they might have just fell on hard times during the coronavirus season. We really want to team up and hear these nominations. There's a Google link or a link on the website for you to go and put the family's story, what their kids want, and everything like that, because kids don't understand that the coronavirus can totally impact families' financial status. So we want the children to be able to have a normal Christmas. And of course, everything Christmas is not all about the commercialization and all that jazz. However, 2020 has been rough for a lot of people. So we are truly happy and thankful and honored that the private sponsor came to us or allowed us to be a vessel
and be a blessing to others.
Yeah, to be a blessing to others. So, yeah, go look on Airy Funny Comedy. We'll have it in the notes section as well, the link for the giveaway. But again, 2 families will be getting this opportunity to have this blessing. The nominations will close on December 15th at 11:59 p.m. And the winners will be announced on December the 20th in a special bonus episode with Double A Shenanigans and Up and Up.
Yeah, so be a blessing to someone else and get them nominated for this giveaway. You could be the blessing to someone else by putting their name in there.
Yeah, or it could be you.
Or it could be you, buddy.
Hey, God's got a blessing. You better get it.
Yeah, so that's gonna do it for this show, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are back. We are going to be going forward. Y'all about to get this knowledge. We're about to give y'all this game for free. Y'all are about to change your marriage. You are about to have the best marriage in the world.
The greatest marriage in the world.
The greatest marriage in the world. Y'all are going to create something beautiful together. We're going to stop fighting. We are going to make love, not war. Man, can't wait to give y'all this. And then going into 2021, man, it is going to be on. It is nothing. It is only up from here. Y'all take care. God bless.
Thank you for listening to On the Up and Up with Patrick and Talisha. For access to all of our episodes, please subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and wherever you listen to our show. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes, and we will give you a shout out on our next episode. Stay connected with us on Twitter and Instagram at I am Pat Ratliff and at the Farm D Mommy. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you next week. God bless.